Hello and welcome back to the channel for another video. Just like the Poppy video, we're taking a trip down memory lane, back to 2017 again. If you haven't seen the Poppy video, basically I want to look at what information was available about Poppy, Mars and Titanic around the time of when I made my first video on the trio. Now, my first video wasn't about the trio. My first video was about Poppy and Mars Argo, and then my second one was about Mars Argo. I don't know how long it was into me making videos about them that I actually made a video about Titanic Sinclair. I mentioned in a previous video that roughly 80% of the people who watch these videos are not subscribed. And that is still the case. So if you are not subscribed and you are watching this, mean a hell of a lot if you could subscribe. You don't have to turn the notification bell on. I mean, if you are interested in this, then maybe you want to, but it's not a necessity. Thanks so much for the support recently as well. But let's get into the video. Of course, there is one main difference about the Poppy video and this one. And that is that we won't be checking out the Poppy wiki. We will be checking out the Mars Argo wiki. I'm not going to read out the whole thing, but this is a brief look at one of the earliest saves of Mars Argo's page on the Mars Argo wiki. Brittany Alexandria, she's also known by her former stage name Mars Argo as a singer-songwriter, actress, photographer and model. She is best known for portraying a fictionalized version of herself in the Grocery Bag universe, particularly in video blog and computer show. The band unfortunately came to an end in 2014 after Mars broke up with her longtime boyfriend Titanic Sinclair, who co-starred in all of her Grocery Bag related projects. It then goes on to talk about her early life and how her and Sinclair met, and it references a Fearless Radio interview. It goes on to say that she was a biology student in college before she met Sinclair in 2008 on MySpace. He had convinced her to work with him on the YouTube channel for Grocery Bag, where they were making social commentary videos. They began making their own music as a band Mars Argo once YouTube instated their rules against copyright infringement, and that was because they supposedly were using, I think, Radiohead music before that, and then I think it got flagged, and so they decided that they'd make their own music, and that's how the band came about. So he didn't convince her to work with him exactly. She wanted someone for videos of her horses, I believe, and that's how they came across each other. Now, this was back in 2017, as you will see a bit later in what's written. I'm just kind of mixing the 2017 version of this in with what we now know. It also mentions their mixtape page, and it says that an early version of Tired Today was released as the lead single on March the 18th, 2009, which is interesting. I don't actually think I knew that. It goes on to talk about 2011 to 2014, and it talks about Lyndon Place and the cancelled second album. It mentions Johnny K as well, which is interesting. I didn't think it would have been really known about then. It says here, with the release of Lyndon Place's lead single Love in Black and White, Mars Argo turned from a duo into a proper band, with new members joined to play drums and guitar. This included Alex, Titanic's brother. The band's second album was announced for release on November 22nd, 2012, but was unfortunately cancelled for unknown reasons, which is true. And I don't know if what came out about the lawsuit is actually why, either. There's definitely songs now that we know that I think were intended for that album. Mars and Titanic continued making computer show episodes until 2014. The series ended with Day of Retribution. This is interesting because now we know that, although technically Day of Retribution was the last uploaded one, I think Blu-ray was the last one. Although some would say that actually isn't complete, so it doesn't count, which is true. As I said, this was before the lawsuit, so we didn't know exactly what happened with the breakup. And it does say that Titanic announced on Twitter later that year that they were going to be making more episodes and continue simultaneously with the Poppy videos. As we now know from the lawsuit, I do believe, if I remember correctly, that I think Mars tried to continue a professional relationship, but obviously that didn't work out. So yeah. Then it talks about the deletion of the videos, and something that's interesting as I was reading this, and I think this is one of the most interesting parts, is that it says Mars claimed on Tumblr that the mass privatization was due to PTSD over the relationship, but many fans believe the statement to simply be a joke. Now this is 2017, this is before the lawsuit. Like, I completely understand where this is coming from, but I think that statement back then was interesting, and the perspective of it before the lawsuit was interesting as well. I did make a video ages ago. It's got a really bad thumbnail. I think it was called It Wasn't PTSD, Mars Argo's deleted Tumblr responses or something. And that was before the lawsuit, I believe. And she had stated something else. But now we know that it was basically to do with Sinclair, and it was to do with the relationship. And that's why they were taken down or mass privatized, as it's stated. So from 2015 to present, which is 2017 I believe, talks about her work with Lil Sonobite. She began working on a solo album in 2015 and has been writing and recording music for it since then, which is likely to be released in late 2017 or early 2018, and now we're in 2020 and still nothing. She was cast as the main role as Caitlin Weaver for the final 3 episodes of TV show Caged, which was cancelled before it could air due to unknown reasons. She appeared in Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. She was also, at this time, she was scheduled to have a cameo in Ordinary Lovers, which I did a review for, sorry. It's like a Cafe patron. And then her discography is like Technology is a Dead Bird, Internet Sessions, Linden Place, Mars Argo, and then it has like the 2012 second album crossed out, and then it says second album 2017. So yeah, that's just basically a brief rundown of what that Mars Argo page looked like back in 2017. Obviously things have changed now. Her Wikipedia page was also a bit different, although it was months later. Before I read it, I want to say that, interestingly enough, she wasn't even seen as notable enough to even have a page at this time. Edit history shows that a page about her was declined. I don't know who Smart Alec 33 is, but they did a bulk of the early work and edits on the Mars Argo Wikipedia page that now exists, and kudos to them for that. It's odd to see the difference between the Wikipedia page and the Mars Argo wiki. Although the Wikipedia page was months later, there's just like a clash of information. There's like information that seems to be simple on the Mars Argo wiki that's not even on the Wikipedia page, and then there's stuff on the Wikipedia page that isn't even really mentioned on the wiki. I would have thought it would make sense to kind of copy and paste it a bit, you know. It says, Mars Argo is a former singer and YouTuber who teamed up with Titanic, it says Dinclair, but Sinclair, to upload YouTube videos to the internet. They has a show called The Computer Show, which is where they upload anything they want. They also started a band, also called Mars Argo. Their first album was Technology is a Dead Bird, which was an alternative and indie album which featured 2 singles, Mrs. Stanler and Technology is a Dead Bird. It does also state in the occupations that she is a former photographer and a former singer, and that her years active were 2008 to 2015. And it does also, interestingly enough, say that Poppy is one of her associated acts. There's a section about computer show that says, a general computer show starts with the phrase welcome to our computer show and then goes on to the video. The first show was uploaded in 2009 named Art School. They are not based at all on computers, but it is what is named. Computer shows usually feature instrumentals of their music in the background and usually sets the mood. And then in the discography, it has Technology is a Dead Bird when it was released, and it was released on Bandcamp. Unnamed second album when it was supposed to be released. Linden Place EP, and that was formerly a CD, which I'm not sure is true. I know that there's a Mars Argo compilation album. I know that now. I'm not 100% sure. I very much could be wrong. I just don't recall it personally. I don't mind being wrong about it, by the way. Just thought I'd say that. Non-album singles are Please Don't Forget Me and Runaway, Runaway. Odd, considering that there's also Using You and a bunch of others, I think. And then the 2 other sections are Losing Contact and Name. Losing contact says, in 2015, Mars Argo fully lost contact with the internet. Nobody knew where she went, and until Poppy became popular, nobody has really done the research. Sometimes she replies to fan messages. She also has an active Tumblr page where she answers your questions. She's still making music but has yet to release a new song or album. She also accepts people who request to follow her Instagram. With her disappearance, all of the Mars Argo duo's content was deleted, and now people are on the search to find it all. The community has pretty much recovered almost all the videos and are still searching. That's kind of interesting. I would like to, maybe I can make a video about that, see what had been found and re-uploaded when I made my first video. I was going to do a Titan Sinclair one of these, but I don't think I'm going to. And in relation to the name, it says there are a few theories of how the name Mars Argo was chosen. One that would make sense is that Mars has a crater named Argo, so it was most likely from that. So that's an interesting little look at the past. It's definitely changed a lot more than the Poppy one. There's definitely more now, and there's more blanks filled in than there was with the Poppy one. Which makes sense kind of because a lot of the blanks were filled in after the lawsuit happened, or when the lawsuit happened, in fact. But quite like the Poppy video, I'm not going to show the Wikipedia now. The reason why I didn't actually show the Wikipedia in the Poppy one was because I tried to record it and the screen recording was just messed up and I couldn't be bothered re-recording it. So I'm just going to not do it now. Thanks for watching. If you do enjoy, leave a like. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you never miss an upload. And I shall see you soon for more content. Have a nice day and peace.